Good evening, I'm Prasad and you're watching KiniNews, the show that brings you today's top stories. Back when Harapan first signed the MOU with the government, we were all pretty optimistic about political stability and maturity. But that didn't seem to last long. All it took was one state election. Now everyone seems to be down each other's throats. And I'm not just talking about Umno versus Bersatu. Even the parties in Harapan seem to be affected by it.
Former UMNO Supreme Council member Lokman Noor Adam has blamed Bersatu President Muhyiddin Yassin for splitting the Malay vote.
Kerana hari ini kita kena terima hakikat Muhyiddin telah berjaya memecahkan orang Melayu.
Lokman said this during a talk show published on UMNO's online Facebook page. Following Bersatu's defeat in the Malacca state election, Lokman had urged Muhyiddin to dissolve the party and return to UMNO. However, Muhyiddin rejected Lokman's offer, saying the principled PN coalition can offer better governance. Lokman repeated his call during the talk show on Monday night.
Kalau dia betul-betul fikir tentang Islam, fikir pasal orang Melayu, dia sewajarnya membubarkan Bersatu dan kembali menyertai UMNO. Bukan saya nak ajak dia, saya tahu dia telah bersumpah dengan kalimah wallahi wa billahi wa tallahi bahawa dia tidak akan menyertai UMNO balik. Tetapi saya mengharapkan kawan-kawan dia yang lain, Hamzah Zainuddin, yang lain-lain lah, Latif Ahmad dan sebagainya.
In Harapan, Anwar Ibrahim has been asked to take responsibility for the coalition's poor performance in Malacca by stepping down, and the call comes from a DAP leader.
A DAP lawmaker has urged Anwar Ibrahim to step down and is refusing to retract his call. DAP's Bilut assemblyperson, Lee Chin Chen, had ignored a 24-hour notice issued by Pahang PKR over his call made following Harapan's loss in the recently concluded Malacca state polls. Pahang PKR chief Fauzia Saleh said Lee was given 24 hours to retract his remarks, but he refused to do so. Yesterday, Lee sparked an outcry from PKR leaders following his suggestion that Anwar should step down and for Harapan to find a new consensus as soon as possible. Failing that, Lee, who is also Pahang state opposition leader, said DAP must consider the possibility of quitting Harapan. Fauzia also shared Pahang PKR's statement that described Lee's call as being uncivilized and devoid of respect for Harapan partners.
Now that is at the Harapan level. Even if you look within DAP, things are looking a bit rough.
Jimmy Wong has quit DAP with immediate effect after 3 lawmakers surprisingly lost in the recent concluded state party election. The former Sabah DAP chief blasted the new state leadership for playing politics and squeezing out other factions instead of adopting an inclusive approach. He decided to become a free man as the party election destroyed what they fought for and the unity in the state party. Without mentioning any names, he said those people set a bad example for Sabah DAP and they were eager for quick success. He cautioned that the faction that won in the state party polls could bring a crisis to the party. Meanwhile, Wong's son, Justin, who is Sri Tanjung assemblyperson and newly minted state committee member, garnered the most votes during the party polls.
Will PN lawmakers have a place in the new Malacca state government? That's a question even the current chief minister cannot answer.
BN's leadership will have to decide whether to allow 2 Perikatan national lawmakers to join the Malacca ruling government. This is according to Malacca Chief Minister Sulaiman Ali, because BN contested in the state election solo and not with the federal government or PN. He said, therefore, BN's decision must be taken into account in the formation of the new state government. He added that he will abide by whatever decision made by the party leadership. Malacca PN Chief Muhammad Rafiq Naizam Muhyiddin declined to comment on the matter when contacted by Malaysia Kini. BN swept 21 of 28 state seats in the November 20th state polls, securing 2/3 to form the state government. UMNO itself won 18 seats, while MCA won 2 and MIC 1. PN won just 2 seats in Sungai Udang and Bemban. The new State Executive Council lineup is expected to be announced next week.
Now we have a message from our sponsor. When we're back, find out why Lim Kit Siang is worried that Najib might return as Prime Minister.
Shellfish, red meat, and beer. If you love indulging in these foods, you may end up with high uric acid level in your blood. These foods consist high level of purine, a substance that will eventually break down into uric acid and be excreted through our urine. It is recommended that the amount of dietary purines should be kept between 600 to 1000 milligrams per day. Having too much uric acid in your blood can cause attacks of gout. It can also cause kidney stones and blockage in the kidney. The crystallization of the excessive uric acid in your blood can be eased by reducing purine-rich food to only 100 to 150 milligrams daily, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and consuming urinary alkalinizer like Ural. It consists of sodium bicarbonate, citric acid, and sodium citrate that increases the urinary pH and solubility of uric acid to prevent crystallization. Best of all, it's lemon-flavored and sugar-free. Ural, effective urinary alkalinizer. Neutralize your uric acid problem now.
Najib Abdul Razak coming back as Malaysia's 10th Prime Minister might sound like a nightmare to some, but to Lim Kit Siang, that could become a reality.
Barisan Nasional's landslide victory at the Malacca state election may mean the return of Najib Abdul Razak as Prime Minister. This is according to DAP's Iskandar Puteri MP, Lim Kit Siang. In a statement, Lim said Najib's return as the 10th Prime Minister of Malaysia after the national 15 January election is the most ominous implication of the Malacca state election. Lim's statement comes shortly after BN won the Malacca state election with a 2/3 majority. In total, BN won 21 seats, 18 Umno, 2 MCA and 1 MIC, while Harapan won 5 seats, down from 15 in the previous 14 January election. Federal opposition leader and Harapan President Anwar Ibrahim's PKR was wiped out, while DAP and Amanah saw their seats reduced by half, winning 4 seats and 1 seat respectively. Lim went on to argue that despite the victory, BN failed to gain the mandate of most Malaccans to rule the state due to low vote shares and a lower voter turnout.
While a DAP leaders call for the resignation of Anwar Ibrahim, a Bersatu leader has denied calling for Muhyiddin to step down.
Muhammad Ridwan Muhammad Yusof has denied asking Bersatu leaders to resign over the party's crushing defeat in the Malacca state elections. The Bersatu Supreme Council member claimed that the statement in question, which was circulated on social media, was fake. He said the defamatory statement is the work of desperate and frustrated parties who possess the malicious intent of splitting Bersatu's leadership. According to Sinar Harian, the 3 party leaders named in the statement include Bersatu President and former Premier Muhyiddin Yassin, Party Secretary General Hamzah Zainuddin, and Women's Wing Vice Chairperson Mas Imiyati Samsudin. It was also reported that the false statement had claimed that PN's humiliating defeat was a signal that the party's current strategies were not well received by the rakyat.
BN component party MCA has called on the MACC to probe ZT to uncover the truth behind the 1MDB scandal.
The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, or MACC, has been urged to conduct an investigation on former Bank Negara Malaysia Governor Zati Akhtar Aziz and her husband over their links to the 1MDB scandal. The call was made by MCA Central Committee member Kwek Tai Siong. The MACC revealed last Friday that a total of $15.4 million in 1MDB-linked funds that involve a company co-owned by Zati's husband, Taufik Aiman, has been returned by Singapore to Malaysia. Kwek said, therefore, it is pertinent that MACC conducts a thorough investigation so that the rakyat may discover the real story. He said the most important issue is exposing the real perpetrators and holding them accountable for any wrongdoings they commit. However, he stressed that everyone is considered innocent until proven guilty under the rule of law. He added that he hoped that Zati and her spouse will provide an explanation as early as possible so that further investigations may be conducted.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'll be back with more tomorrow, same time, same place. I'm Prasad. Thanks for watching.